Good evening. Welcome to FaceOff at 9, a brand new show for a brand new India. It's the only show on TV where even as the debate happens live, you can vote online to decide who is the best debater of the night. It's going to be available on our page news18.com, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page. Go there and vote now. Today's heated topic, the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal making some rather appalling comments, almost a threat to the voters in Delhi ahead of the MCD elections, that if you vote for the BJP, then do not complain if Delhi gets dengue and chikungunya. Isn't this an abdication of responsibility, or is this perhaps a sign that Kejriwal knows the writing on the wall, and that is that the Aam Aadmi Party is staring at a huge defeat come this Sunday? It's time to face off.
बीजेपी को वोट देते हो और कल को आपके घर में आपके बच्चे को डेंगू हो जाए, अगर आपके बच्चे को चिकनगुनिया हो जाए, तो ये सोच लेना फिर आप जिम्मेदार हो अपने बच्चे के डेंगू के लिए.
Vote for me in the upcoming Delhi civic body polls, or don't blame me if your kids get dengue and chikungunya. Kejriwal's rather insensitive shocker raising a political storm ahead of the MCD polls on Sunday. And we'll be putting that to our guest panel, whom you can vote on to decide who's the best debater of the night. Ritvika Bhattacharya is CEO of Swaniti Initiative, Sharmishta Mukherjee, spokesperson of the Congress, Ashish Khaitan, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Veer Sanghvi, our resident commentator here at CNN News 18, Yogendra Yadav, national president of Swaraj India, and Zafar Islam, spokesperson of the BJP. And like I said, this is a unique show where you, the viewer, can vote on who you have been most convinced by on our debate tonight. Has Kejriwal conceded defeat ahead of the MCD polls? Vote live on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as on our landing page, news18.com, and we'll display the results at the end of our debate tonight. Well, that's our big focus, and we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. Here are the other headlines that we're tracking this Friday night on FaceOff. Restaurants and hotels will no longer decide service charges. The government approves guidelines to say that service charge added to bills is totally voluntary. There's a seeming softening of stance from both the Paneerselvam and Palaniswamy camps on the unification of the AIADMK. Both sides announced the formation of committees for merger talks. Kattappa, the Tamil actor Satyaraj, who plays that character in Baahubali, apologizes for his anti-Kannadiga comments on the Kaveri row that he made 9 years ago. Even his pro-Kannada group still threatened a blanket ban on the movie across Karnataka. And get ready to face the consequences, says Chinese state newspaper Global Times in response to India saying that merely renaming places in Arunachal Pradesh in Chinese will not change India's sovereignty over that state. But our big focus on the show tonight, campaigning is now officially over for the Delhi civic body polls that happened this Sunday. And in the last couple of days, the mudslinging has stooped to some new lows. Most conspicuous of all was Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's rather shocking and insensitive choice of words today. He says, don't vote for the BJP, and if you do, don't blame me if your kid gets dengue. That's what the elected chief representative of Delhi had to say today. Essentially, the Chief Minister is using the threat of a killer disease to demand votes. For months now, Kejriwal has received nothing but brickbats. Can the desperation of the Aam Aadmi Party chief be more apparent? Take a look at this report, and then we'll get straight to our face-off tonight.
आपके बच्चे को डेंगू हो जाए, तो ये सोच लेना फिर आप जिम्मेदार हो अपने बच्चे के डेंगू के लिए.
In effect, holding the dengue gun to the voter's head. Vote up or get dengue and chikungunya. New insensitivity loose from a man already known for his motor-mouth shoot-offs.
अगर आप बीजेपी को वोट देते हो और कल को आपके घर में आपके बच्चे को डेंगू हो जाए, अगर आपके बच्चे को चिकनगुनिया हो जाए, तो ये सोच लेना फिर आप जिम्मेदार हो अपने बच्चे के डेंगू के लिए.
Never mind the 70-odd dengue deaths in the capital over the last 2 years, or the days when Delhi reeled under chikungunya and the entire Delhi cabinet was absent, campaigning or on foreign sojourns. Never mind huge unreleased funds due to the MCD from the Delhi government. This one's about shameless, naked, desperate politics. As Kejriwal shoots the dengue party missile at the BJP, expectedly the strong recoil.
He's the same Kejriwal who doles out money out of the pocket of the Delhiites so that Mr. Ram Jethmalani can be paid for legal expenses. So naturally, a same Kejriwal who has spent 1 crore worth eating samosas. So naturally, when you have all these money for your own self, you have no money for the poor people of this place.
ये डेंगू चिकनगुनिया का इलाज करना दिल्ली सरकार का काम है, स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं उसके पास हैं। तो अगर ये धमकी दे रहे हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल दिल्ली को, तो 23 तारीख को उनको जो सजा देनी है दिल्ली को देगी, दिल्ली को धमकी न दे।
Note the timing, 2 days before MCD polls. For a chief minister who's been hammered on forum after forum in recent weeks, Goa to Punjab to EVMs to using public money for personal legal trials, this is clearly last resort desperation on show.
अगर आप बीजेपी को वोट देते हो तो ये सोच लेना फिर आप जिम्मेदार हो अपने बच्चे के डेंगू के लिए।
Has Kejriwal just proved again that he's a runaway chief minister? And in putting up his fight this way, playing politics with disease, has he conceded defeat even before voting day? That's what we're debating tonight on FaceOff at 9.
All right, joining us on our talking point on Face-Off tonight, Ritvika Bhattacharya, CEO of Swaniti Initiative, Sharmishta Mukherjee, spokesperson of the Congress, Ashish Khaitan, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Veer Sanghvi, our resident commentator here on CNN News 18, Yogendra Yadav, national president of Swaraj India, and Zafar Islam, spokesperson of the BJP. Before I go to our guests, the rules of the debate, very clear. Each panelist has 45 seconds for his or her opening comments. No other panelist interrupts the person who's speaking for the duration of those 45 seconds. After all our panelists have finished their opening comments, then it's an open debate. You're free to interject, you're free to rebut. If you're rebutting, please identify whose comment you're rebutting. You've got 30 seconds for a rebuttal. At the end of the 45 seconds for the opening comment and at the end of 30 seconds for every interjection and rebuttal, a buzzer goes off and the guest will have to stop. So let me start with you, Ashish Khaitan, for your opening comments. I mean, this is not just an insensitive and rather unfortunate remark that the Delhi Chief Minister has made. It's also a blatant abdication of responsibility. Your opening comments, your time begins now.
You know, I heard your entire program and I heard your very robust opening intervention, and it is completely slanted against Aam Aadmi Party. You have already pronounced the verdict and you have used all kinds of adjectives to define Arvind Kejriwal. While some may find the comments as insensitive, but this comment has been designed to actually shock the viewer and bring the debate in focus, because the responsibility of cleanliness, of solid waste management, of to clean a city lies on the municipal corporation. In Delhi we have 3 tiers of government. It's a municipal corporation, lowest tier, which has the maximum autonomy, has most funds and is basically responsible for sanitation. In last 10 years MCD has been ruled by BJP, and not once we have debated over BJP's track record in MCD.
Your opening comment has come to an end. Let me get... Okay, Ashish, we've got a good 45 minutes of the debate. Your opening comments have come to an end. Let me go across to Zafar Islam. Zafar, I mean, again, the same question that I asked Ashish, isn't this, forget about insensitive, forget about it being crass, Ashish says this is shock and awe. This is to get the voter to squarely focus on the failings of the MCD. Your opening comments, your time starts now.
Well, Zakka, they will get a shock on 23rd for sure. But let me tell you that Arvind Kejriwal masters in misleading people. Now he started threatening also. He has realized that whatever popularity he used to enjoy in 2014 and 15 is no more. It has come off completely, and today he has been seen as a non-performer who has not done anything for Delhi, and now he has resorted to something which he sees that is a stunt, but this stunt will backfire completely on him.
10 more seconds. Okay, thank you for finishing ahead of time. Let's go across now to let's go across to Sharmishta Mukherjee. Arvind Kejriwal also saying in the same comments, Sharmishta Mukherjee, Arvind Kejriwal also saying, don't vote for the BJP because if you do, then you're responsible for your child's disease. But he also says, don't vote for the Congress. Congress to mari hui party hai. Sharmishta Mukherjee, your 45 seconds begin now.
Well, this is an utterly irresponsible, disgusting comment, and it shows the style of politics Mr. Kejriwal indulges in this kind of shoot and scoot kind of comments he makes, and his absolute refusal to take any responsibility for his lack of delivery. Since the time he has assumed office, the only thing he has indulged is in blame game. Sometimes he is blaming the opposition, sometimes he is blaming MCD, sometimes he is blaming the journalist, sometimes he is blaming media. But he is absolutely incapable of taking responsibility, assuming responsibility, and say that yes, maybe somewhere we are not being able to deliver. That's why people are criticizing them.
Okay, Yogendra Yadav, as Ashish says, this is shock and awe. We'll expand that once the opening comments are over. But does this also, the comments that Arvind Kejriwal made today, does it also betray a sense of nervousness? I mean, there was so much hype around Punjab. Their performance there was underwhelming. Goa was pretty much a no-show. The Rajouri Garden bypoll that happened a few days ago, they lost by a massive margin. They were number 3. Is Arvind Kejriwal betraying a sense of nervousness by such rude and insensitive comments? Your time starts now, sir.
As Ashish Khaitan somewhat quickly admitted, this is an insensitivity which is designed. It was designed to shock. It was designed to get panel discussions in the evening. So instead of falling in that trap, what we should be asking is, why is it that a politician does it? I think he can see end of the road. There have been irresponsible promises. There have been irresponsible threats. We should also be asking, if MCD is responsible for dengue, which it should be, then is Aam Aadmi Party government responsible for the respiratory disease that every third child in this city has because of pollution? We should also be asking questions of the BJP. Did BJP also not concede moral and political defeat by withdrawing its councillor candidates?
All right, Veer Sanghvi, I mean, what started off as a utopian project of an anti-corruption movement and got this record mandate of 67-3 just what, a year and a half ago. If Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, and I'm saying if, I'm not going to pre-decide the verdict of the MCD elections, but if Rajouri Garden is any indicator, if the Aam Aadmi Party is going to lose the upcoming MCD elections, how much is that a reflection of the anger of the Delhi voter in the last year and a half, and what would you attribute it to? Your opening comments, Veer.
Well, like you, Zakka, I'm not going to anticipate the result of the election, let alone comment on the result of an election that hasn't yet taken place. But I will make 3 points. One is whether the MCD is responsible for the dengue epidemic, whether it's the Delhi government, I'll leave to the politicians. Has what Arvind Kejriwal said broken with precedent? No, not in its content. You've had the BJP telling us if the Congress is elected, they will loot the country. You've had the Congress telling us if the BJP is elected, there will be communal riots. So this kind of scaremongering is common in Indian politics. What distinguishes what Arvind Kejriwal has said is its utter insensitivity to threaten people and say your children get deadly diseases is, I think, a new low in Indian politics. And as you say, these are not the actions of a confident man. I think he's worried.
Okay. Your buzz has gone off. Ritvika, you're our final panelist tonight. As an ordinary citizen of Delhi, do you feel disgusted when you hear the highest elected representative in Delhi say stuff like, if your child gets dengue, I'm not responsible. You guys are responsible because you voted for the BJP. Your 45 seconds begin now.
So, there are two sides to this right now. If you look at the wording of it, to what you said, you're absolutely right. The fact that we have a chief minister who's referring to our children and speaking about our children getting unwell, that hits a chord, which is something which I would certainly not expect a political leader, let alone a chief minister, to say, to go to that extent. However, if you go beyond the words of it, what he is essentially saying is something that all campaigners say, is that we want to have more power and we need more power in order to do what we're doing. So given that there are two sides to it, the optics of it, the wording of it certainly is not something that works well and certainly is something that needs to be looked down about. The message of it is something which they've been hitting hard at for quite a while.
Ashish, okay, now it's an open debate. Anybody is free to interrupt, interject and rebut. Ashish, the point is this. The people of Delhi gave your party a historic mandate a year and a half ago. And yet, if you were to look from there on hence, in Punjab, there was so much hype that you're going to displace the traditional Congress and the Akalis. You came a distant third. In Goa, you said you're going to break new ground. You were almost as good as a no-show. Rajouri Garden, a by-poll which your candidate won a year and a half ago, polling more than 50,000 votes. You barely got 10,000. Aren't all of this cumulatively somewhere down the line a reflection of voter anger with your party?
See, I'm not going to debate Zakka on Punjab and Goa verdicts or on Rajouri verdict. The MCD election is an election about civic governance. In this country, there has been a movement on civic governance. People are fed up with the dismal, pathetic performance of municipal corporations across the country, and more so in Delhi, because Delhi, which should have been the cleanest city in the country, is actually today full of garbage. Drains are spilling over, street lights are broken, the roads are dirty, there are dhalaus everywhere, you cannot walk past those dhalaus. Who is responsible for this, and when will this mess be fixed? And we are not shying away or running away from responsibility.
No, but Ashish, you made all of these promises. You made all of these promises.
We want to deliver
in your manifesto also. I mean, when you went to the people of Delhi for the ahead of the state elections in 2015, you promised a whole host of things, including cleaning up the Yamuna, installing CCTV cameras, installing Wi-Fi, and all that. What happened? None of that has been delivered.
Zakka,
this is as much a reflection on your poor performance as it is on the MCD.
Zakka, just give me a moment to reply to it. In Delhi, the middle government, the middle level government, which is the Delhi government, has the least amount of powers. To install CCTVs, you need to lay wires, for which you need permission from MCD. 70% of the roads in the city are controlled and maintained and built by MCD. Sanitation is directly their responsibility.
Okay.
60,000 sanitation workers are employed by MCD. We need powers to deliver. Are we saying we don't want to deliver? We are saying, for God's sake, give us power. High Court says LG is the administrator. We don't have any power.
You never said. I find it. Okay, Sharmishta Mukherjee wants to make an interjection. Sharmishta Mukherjee wants to make an interjection. 30 seconds. But Ashish, I would have. No. I would have much rather appreciated if you said, you know, when we go to the campaign, you should have said all of this. You're not saying any of this. Sharmishta Mukherjee, your interjection, 30 seconds.
Yes.
Sharmishta.
We are talking about responsibilities and we are talking about dengue and chikungunya. Let me tell you that, you know, for prevention is very important for the, to prevent the spread of taking precautions is very important. And desilting is one of the major preventive measures. And desilting of the drains, majority of the drains, the large drains are under PWD. And if you look into the PWD website, the desilting has to be done before May, and last year 25th July they record that they have just done 30% of PWD desilting. So they have also failed in their responsibility in terms of doing their duty.
Okay. Yogendra Yadav, I mean, if you look at the dengue cases in 2015, okay, rebut that, Ashish. 30 seconds to rebut that, then I'll go to Yogendra Yadav.
I will, Zakka, on your program, I'm saying with authority, I will fax the Congress office and your office the details of the desilting. She is looking into some old website. All the desilting has been done. Maybe some website has not been updated. But as far as PWD was concerned, we not only did desilting, we also did fogging.
We are
fogging is not a responsibility. Fogging should have been done by MCD.
And the dates are also given. Mr. Ashish Khaitan, just go. You know, it is, we have compiled the data with the dates. And that's why I'm so specific about the dates. By 25th July 2016, the dates were also given. Probably you have never looked into the PWD website and the work in process, the work under progress. The dates are there in terms of areas.
If you want to debate on desilting, please have a program on desilting, and we'll have a debate on desilting. But this debate is about MCD elections.
No, one sec, Zafar, I'm coming to you, but yes, Yogendra Yadav, I mean, desilting or no desilting, one sec, desilting or no desilting, the fact is that people are contracting dengue and chikungunya in Delhi, and the numbers have been increasing, so have the deaths. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party says MCD is responsible for it. The BJP says Aam Aadmi Party is the state government. They are responsible for it. And caught in between these two parties are the poor voters of Delhi. Yogendra Yadav.
That's exactly the problem. Aam Aadmi Party used to have a slogan, वो परेशान करते रहे, हम काम करते रहे. I want to change it. वो परेशान करते रहे, ये शिकायत करते रहे, और हम पिसते रहे. The poor public has been paying for all this. Is it all right, tell me, for the Prime Minister to go in a state and say, if your children die of this disease, don't blame me? Technically speaking, health is a state subject. But is it okay for a Prime Minister to say this? Also, is it not the responsibility of Delhi government to cooperate with MCD? Delhi government has huge authority, and above all the authority of money vis-a-vis the MCD. How has the Delhi government used its authority to incentivize and disincentivize the MCDs to do it? What kind of efforts has the Delhi government made to encourage and to ensure that MCDs perform what they are meant to perform, specifically on dengue? Or was the government simply waiting, होने दो, जब हो जाएगा तो जाके election में बोलेंगे? Is that the approach? Is that the way you want to run this?
Ashish, how much money did you release to the MCD?
Okay, I'd just like to point out the hypocrisy, the duplicity and lack of logic in Mr. Yogendra Yadav's arguments. If Delhi government had complete authority over MCD, then why are we having MCD elections? We are having MCD elections because MCD is a house, MCD has 272 elected corporators, and MCD makes all its decisions. We have released 15,500 crore rupees over the last 2 years, 30% more than what Sheila Dikshit government used to release. The fact is that we are, as far as releasing funds are concerned, simply a post office. We are supposed to just write checks, but we have zero authority, and I'm appalled that Yogendra Yadav can come on the show and lie on such basic facts, because either he doesn't know the constitution or the statutory provisions, or he's simply trying to pull a wool on the audience's eyes.
Yogenji, you want to rebut that? 30 seconds to rebut that. Yeah.
I really thought Mr. Ashish Khaitan had changed his style and had, something of the defeats had mellowed him down. But I really believe that your debate should also have some rules about decency and civility. This lying, hypocrisy, is this the language? Do we have no logic left to us? Number one, I never said Delhi government has complete authority over MCD. If you want to run the tape again, please run it. I've been saying and talking about it. But in a cooperative federalism, every time the central government has huge influencing and encouraging authority vis-a-vis state governments have huge capacity over municipalities. I said to encourage,
we are not
to discourage, to incentivize, disincentivize. All these things do exist.
We are not a state.
There are schemes, monies are given. Please, can you allow me to speak?
But
back to your old mannerism, Ashish Khaitan.
You are again lying. You are again lying, Mr. Yadav. Delhi is not a state. You reveled in the fact that Delhi is not a state when the High Court pronounced the judgment. That in Delhi, LG is the administrator and the elected government and chief minister are just token cabinets. So Delhi is not a state. You also earlier said that state health is a state subject. So you are trying to swing the argument both ways. I'm just trying to point out the lack of logic, coherence,
let him respond.
Complete inconsistency.
Let him respond. Because one second. Because the last time I checked, Ashish, you also changed your stand on full statehood. So let's not get into that.
No, I think the disease that has got his studio may have affected
or give us MCD.
I think, can I be allowed to speak?
I mean,
I thought there were rules of the game in this particular debate.
One sec, Ashish, one sec. Let him respond. Let him respond. 30 seconds to respond, and then I want to play out what the public in Delhi are saying about all of this. But Yogenji first.
I thought the disease that has afflicted his supremo has probably caught Ashish Khaitan as well, and he clearly is desperate. He's angry. He doesn't know who to target, and I happen to be one.
You talked about decency and now talking about disease afflicting supremo. Is disease the right word?
Yes.
Should I point out the diseases you are suffering from? You are also suffering from a very serious disease, which is hypocrisy and duplicity.
Let him finish. Ashish, I said we have 45 minutes for this debate. Let him finish, then you can say...
Or if you want to use disease words like disease, then I also know what diseases you are suffering from.
Let him finish. At least let him finish, no Baba, let him finish. Yogenji, you finish your point.
Yeah, sure.
No, I understand he is cornered. He feels very bad about having to defend the things he has to defend. But I will have to say what needs to be said. which is a very reasonable point, which is any tier of government which is higher than the lower tier in our cooperative system has powers to incentivize and disincentivize. The same applies to Delhi government vis-a-vis its MCD, and the biggest incentive disincentive is the incentive of money, on which the simple fact is that the Delhi government has failed to perform its legal duty, which is to fail to implement the 4th Finance Commission which it was meant to implement. This does not take away from the crimes of BJP when it comes to running of the MCD. BJP has run it in the most corrupt manner, BJP has run it in the most negligent manner, but Aam Aadmi Party government has also been negligent of not paying the MCDs what should have been paid under the 4th Finance Commission. This is a simple fact.
Okay,
or is that also a lie now?
One sec. Let me play out. Forget about what the politicians are saying. Can I just play out vox pops of people in Delhi, the voters of Delhi? These are the folks who are going to turn up at the polling station in 3 days' time and going to decide who should be ruling their municipal corporation. What do they think of what Arvind Kejriwal has said today?
दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट अगर एमसीडी को दवाइयां नहीं देगी, नहीं मुहैया कराएगी, तो एमसीडी क्या करेगी? एमसीडी को कांग्रेस ने पहले पगू बना दिया 3 जगह बांट के, और बाकी थोड़ा बहुत जो रह गया था एमसीडी में प्राण, वो केजरीवाल ने ले लिएंगे। पिछले 2 साल का रिकॉर्ड उठा लो, 500 600 आदमी मर रहे हैं। केजरीवाल और उसकी पूरी टीम गोवा पता कहाँ जाके प्रचार कर रही है। मैं कह रहा हूँ जब दिल्ली वालों ने आपको इतना बड़ा मैंडेट दिया है तो आपको 5 साल दिल्ली की सेवा करनी चाहिए थी।
ये लोग तो बोल बोल के चुप हो जाते हैं, हम लोग कहाँ जाएं बताओ? गरीब जनता कहाँ जाएगी? जब सुनेगी नहीं, हॉस्पिटल में जाओ इतने एक बेड पे 6 जनों को डालते हैं।
I think the moot point is this, Veer Sanghvi, that people of Delhi gave Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party a historic mandate. They are extremely upset that Mr. Kejriwal has sort of sidestepped that mandate or overlooked that mandate and instead focused his political energies on winning other states, Punjab, Goa, and now the people of Delhi are saying, why did we then vote for you in the first place? Veer Sanghvi.
I think you're absolutely right, Zakka. I think there is a perceived dissonance between Mr. Kejriwal's actions and his promises. As you said, AAP was created as an anti-corruption movement. Mr. Kejriwal swore it wouldn't become a political party. It became a political party. Then he talked about it being a mission. In the process, he threw nearly everybody who had accompanied him on the original mission under the bus. It's now become like any other political party. The promises it made, which you referred to during the Delhi election, seem to have been put on the back burner while Mr. Kejriwal pursues his own ambition. The manner in which he spent so much time in Punjab when he was allegedly Chief Minister of Delhi, I think caused a certain amount of consternation. There is a sense that he's taken Delhi for granted and tried to advance his own political career.
Okay.
That he is a man whose ambition is no different from that of any other Indian politician.
You know, I just want to run a graphic of the promises that were made by the Aam Aadmi Party in their manifesto before the 2015 election. The promise of bringing the Jan Lokpal bill in Delhi, it got passed in the Delhi Assembly, but critics say the bill is so diluted, it's not worth the effort. Arvind Kejriwal, during the campaign, had said that they will go for full statehood for Delhi. After that, they have said they just want more powers, not full statehood. He talked about free Wi-Fi across the city. It's yet to be realized. March 2018 target for first phase rollout. They promised CCTV cameras. I think 20,000 cameras across the city of Delhi. Much of that remains yet to be installed. He talked about collection and treatment of sewage through an extensive sewer network. The work hasn't gotten off the ground. There was a promise of driving the Yamuna completely free of pollution. There's hardly any improvement in the quality of the Yamuna. Zafar Islam, I think those vox pops that you heard, the citizens of Delhi who you heard, those angry voices, are just a reflection of this heightened promise that was made and the utter disappointment in lack of delivery in the last year and a half. Zafar Islam.
Zakka, the biggest problem with Kejriwal that he got a historic mandate by the people of Delhi, but that didn't calm him and that didn't make him commit to work whatever he had promised and deliver whatever he had promised to the people of Delhi. Instead, he felt that it is right to contest in other states, and his own aspiration actually made him suffer, made people of Delhi suffer, because he left Delhi and his focus was clearly away from Delhi in Punjab, and focus was in other states, and he fought even election in 2014 election. So because his own aspiration is becoming a bottleneck for the people, that whatever promises he had made, and he didn't want to deliver because he has to spend time and energy.
Isn't this a legitimate
and that's why people
grievance of the Delhi voter? I mean, Ashish,
Mr. Kejriwal,
you were given a historic mandate, the kind of which
he will not deliver anything.
The Delhi voter did not give either to the BJP or to the Congress in the history of the state.
That has made him frustrated and making him make this kind of statement.
Isn't this a reflection of how let down the Delhi voter feels?
Mr. was saying, that shows the frustration.
Ashish,
that shows his frustration, because they know that all promises they have made in the
last
Zafar, I've heard you, Zafar, I've heard you. And today,
Ashish.
they will witness a historic loss.
I don't think Zafar can hear me.
2 years ago, they had historic win. Now they will.
Okay, I've heard you, Zafar. Ashish.
Yeah. Zakka, if you want to have just a debate on Aam Aadmi Party, why all account you can have a debate completely on Aam Aadmi Party. But I think we are doing a disservice to the people of Delhi by not focusing on the real issues in this election. Is this election about 2 years of Aam Aadmi Party, or this election about 10 years of BJP rule in MCD and civic governance, and what have they done and what have they not done? You read out a lot of points from a manifesto. I can read out an equally large number of points which we have done, able to achieve. We have provided water in 300 colonies. We have provided sewerage facilities in 100 colonies which were not there for the last 70 years. We have improved health and education, mohalla clinics, and 52 new schools have been constructed. I would like to read out the manifesto of Bharatiya Janata Party for MCD in 2017. Last 6-7 points, it's entirely about sanitation and solid waste management. They are saying they will install fixed compactor station, they will do away with dhalaus, they will install waste to energy plants, Delhi ko malwa mukt karenge. Why didn't they do all this for last 10 years? Why didn't they do all this in the last 2-3 years when Prime Minister Modi was here under Swachh Bharat Mission? Why are they coming out with a manifesto now after 10 years? Is this not the central point of the debate? Should this not be the central topic of debate in this election? We will give an account after 3 years when we go for assembly.
You want to rebut? You want to rebut that? 30 seconds, Zafar Islam, to rebut. Is this a referendum on the BJP's 10-year rule of the MCD, or is this a referendum on the Aam Aadmi Party's 1.5-year rule in the state of Delhi?
Zakka, see, we are connected with people of Delhi. We understand their aspiration, and we know for sure that we will be able to deliver whatever expectation they have from Bharatiya Janata Party.
But you had 10 years to deliver. What were you doing in those 10 years?
Street, they will talk about how they have been cheated. How they have been. Zakka, please let me know.
You had 10 years to deliver. What did you do in those 10 years?
Any man on the street, they will talk about Aam Aadmi Party, how has been misled by them, how they have been cheated by Aam Aadmi Party. Because they have faith in Bharatiya Janata Party, and we know that we will deliver to their expectations.
The other thing, Sharmishta Mukherjee, that people of Delhi are angry about is this frequent run-ins between the central government and the Aam Aadmi Party, and Kejriwal's sort of very brash way of dealing with these run-ins. It's not like this is the first time that Delhi is being ruled by one party at the center and another party at the state, but Arvind Kejriwal was accused of seeking to pay off the fees of his personal legal battle against Arun Jaitley using taxpayers' money. The Aam Aadmi Party government was accused of splurging public money until the LG gave back a bill of 97 crores which had to be taken back from the party's account. The Aam Aadmi Party government was accused of maintaining a secret feedback unit. No, this is not why the Delhi voter voted them in power and gave them this historic mandate. Sharmishta Mukherjee.
Zakka, you have made a very important point. You see, political parties fight. I mean, that's what they're meant to do, especially during elections. But once you form the government, there cannot be any kind of fight between governments. And if there are issues which are not, not agreeable by both the parties, You sit across the table and you try to generate a consensus and then you deliver. People are just not interested in, this tu meh, and in our federal structure, there are clearly given rules and regulations, the rules of business transaction in Delhi. In our constitution, it's given that how Delhi is going to be governed, and with where LG is also extremely important, and of course you can't overlook the importance of the elected government. And Congress has delivered in the last 15 years of its rule. So, under the same setup. So why can't Mr. Kejriwal do the same thing?
We have had in Delhi, Yogendra Yadav, different situations where one party is ruling the state and another party is ruling the centre. Sheila Dikshit's first term, much of that time the BJP was ruling this, at the centre, and she was the Chief Minister of Delhi, and yet we didn't see this kind of acrimony. And one of the reasons people of Delhi are angry is also this constant run-ins between the Aam Aadmi Party and the central government.
There are both reasons responsible for that. There is no doubt that the LG has gone out of its way to create trouble for Aam Aadmi Party in ways which are constitutional, legal, sometimes not so constitutional. At the same time, Aam Aadmi Party's utter neglect of the basic grammar of governance and complete contempt for any procedural norms has left them with no face to question the LG. Do remember the CPIM used to have its run-in with the central government on a routine basis, but they never did not send the file to the governor. So these people don't understand elementary grammar of governance. This is why it has landed in a soup like this. But on one point I must agree with Ashish Khetan, and I'm sure your channel must have done it at some other point. If not, you must do that, which is please run the promises made by the BJP 5 years ago in its MCD manifesto. Please check it against reality. The answer would be zilch. BJP's record is so terrible that it is astonishing that the party can actually come and ask for vote. And the only reason they can come and ask for vote today, I've seen on streets, is that people's anger against the BJP is often overcome by their sense of disgust and disillusionment with Aam Aadmi Party. Normally, this should not be an election where you judge the state government and its manifesto. But unfortunately, the overall sense of trust that you must have in the state government has dipped so low that it has allowed a party like BJP's non-performance in the MCD to actually become a player in this election. For that, I squarely blame the Aam Aadmi Party and for it forfeiting the trust of the people.
Ashish, you want to respond to that? Ashish, you want to respond to that?
I'm saying, well, see what is happening. I think I'd leave it to journalists like you, Zakka, and historians to actually judge and pass the verdict whether Aam Aadmi Party was too, was picking up fights, or whether we were cornered and we were derailed and we were hobbled at every step of the way so that we could not perform. If the centre and MCD, both the governments at the top and at the bottom, adopt a confrontational and a non-cooperative approach, how will Delhi government function? And Mr. Yadav pointed out the instance of CPIM, but CPIM ruled in a...
Hang on, Ashish.
CPIM,
this has happened in Delhi also when Vajpayee was Prime Minister and Sheila Dikshit was Chief Minister. We didn't have this kind of acrimony. They found a way.
Zakka, unfortunately, journalists what do these days do.
To that point,
let me complete. Let me complete.
Let him finish. I'll come to you, Sharmishta. Let him finish.
Unfortunately, what journalists these days do is that they also pose questions like politicians. The BJP of Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Advani era was a different BJP. At that time, there is a file noting when Advani ji said on the file that the Chief Minister of Delhi, which is Sheila Dikshit, had every right to choose her Chief Secretary and secretaries. Today, we can't even choose our Deputy Secretary or Section Officer. This is a different BJP. We are seeing a new law in kind of obstructing the non-BJP governments or governments you don't agree with, and because Delhi is half state, half union territory, you cannot draw an analogy of Delhi with a CPIM ruled state, because in a full state you don't send files to governor for approval or for consent. In Delhi every file has to
went to
send
court.
to LG.
No, hang on.
And 9 out of 10
You
files
went to
come
court.
back.
You went to court, and the court didn't seem to be on your side, Sharmishta Mukherjee. I mean, you went to court
Can
for
I
exactly the same
respond to
reason.
that?
The court said no. There's
Yes, Zakka.
let Sharmishta come in. Yeah. I'll come to you. Just give Sharmishta 30 seconds.
The issue is what Mr. Khetan is saying, that the Chief Minister during Congress time had complete freedom to choose their officers. This is not true at all, because I have heard from senior ministers in Delhi government, including Mr. Ajay Makan, that sometimes from the newspaper they came to know about somebody has been transferred and somebody else, another officer has been put in his place. They came to know it from newspapers, and many a times they went and requested to change the officer, but their requests were not listened to. But the issue is that you have to know how to work. You have to know that how to make those same bureaucrats work with your direction.
Okay.
The issue is you can't just go on passing the blame on anybody else. There are certain situations given, there are certain systems, so you have to work within that system, and you have make the best of it.
As we count down the next couple of days to the big polls that happen on Sunday, and again, ultimately it's going to be the People's Court that will decide. Whichever way this verdict goes, do you reckon that this whole experiment of the Aam Aadmi Party that started almost like a utopian, altruistic project, if you will, has lost that moral sheen? It's lost that halo. It's just another political party, just like everybody else.
I think you're right, Zakka, but I also think Ashish Khetan is right on two things. One is the BJP-run MCD has performed really badly, and second, the NDA has gone out of its way to hobble the AAP government in a way that I've never seen before. So he's right on those. The question you have to ask is, if the MCD has been run so badly by the BJP, why is the Aam Aadmi Party not the obvious winner in this election? Why is there still a question? Why is it going into this election as the underdog? And the answer has to be that Delhi is a very confusing place. Nobody knows what the LG is responsible for, what the Chief Minister is responsible for, what the Urban Development Ministry is responsible for, what the Municipal Corporation is responsible for. So people don't necessarily vote on the basis of the facts. They vote on the basis of perception. They vote on the basis of image. And the truth, as you correctly said, is that while Arvind Kejriwal has this great moral halo, he is now just another politician.
Ritvika, I'll give you the final word. I'll give you the final word. 30 seconds.
Thank you. I think the biggest issue here, and what we started the debate with, was this discussion of Mr. Kejriwal, our Chief Minister, raising the question of children and bringing in the question of children. And I think that is what really hits us. I don't think anyone questions that it's hard to run a government. I think we would all agree with that. But I think what we would not agree with is that there has to be a conduct, especially when you're in leadership. And it's not acceptable when you raise children getting unwell in any part of the campaign. And I think that's what has resonated negatively. We will not disagree that it's hard to run a government and that there has been opposition. But we will not agree that you cannot speak about the electorate's children like this, the voters' children like this.
All right, I completely agree with what Ritvika said, 100%. I mean, bringing in children, it's just not on. I mean, it's just not on. And as much as Ashish Khetan would sort of defend this and say it's shock and awe, may I remind him that the last time somebody used the phrase shock and awe was George Bush and Dick Cheney to justify the Iraq war. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us on our talking point, all our guests. As we take a break, like I said, the unique feature about this debate is that you, the viewer, gets to decide who's won this debate. We are leaving you with a full placard of what you think and who you voted for. Quick break. When we come back, we'll shift focus to the Baahubali controversy. Welcome back. There's been a breakthrough in the standoff over Baahubali in Karnataka. Actor Satyaraj has apologized, but is that enough, though, to appease the protesting fringe? The actor released a video apology saying that he's not against Kannadigas or Karnataka. He also appealed that the film should not be made to suffer because of his comments. Fringe groups, the Kannada Rakshana Vedike and others, have threatened to stall the release of Baahubali 2 in Karnataka until Satyaraj apologizes for his alleged anti-Kannada comments that were made 9 years ago, by the way, during the Kaveri crisis. The magnum opus, of course, is set to hit screens next Friday, the 28th of April. Now, the actor released a statement apologizing for his remarks, and I quote, "I've got to know what I had spoken during the Kaveri water crisis has created a lot of tension among the people of Karnataka. I'm not against Kannadigas or Karnataka per se. My assistant for the last 30 years has been Shekhar, who is a Kannadiga. I would like to apologize for my statement. I'm a small worker in the Baahubali film, and my comment should not affect the film."
Sir, we
have not heard his apology. What exactly is he apologizing for? Has he apologized about what he said about Kaveri and Kannadigas? We will look at his apology and then see. Until then, the bun stands.
See, this is a lesson for all the people who are working in film industry, in Indian film industry. Okay, it is not only for Satyaraju. He's spoken, used very wrong, bad words and all. So now we have a meeting on around after 3 o'clock. We'll finish the meeting. So we'll get back to the film. We need a time for up to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll have a meeting, then only we'll disclose that whatever happens in the meeting.
Well, some would ask the Vedike, what were you doing when Baahubali 1 released? It released last year. No one seemed to have a problem with Satyaraj's comments back then. In case you want to check out more on this story, it's becoming a bit of a hot button issue in Karnataka. Go to our website, it's news18.com. From me, Zakka Jacob, and the rest of the team here at FaceOff, thanks for your time. Good night. Enjoy your weekend.
What is going on in the country each day? Sonu Nigam shaving off his head in protest against a fatwa which has been issued against him by a cleric.
The fact is, communalism has become mainstream in this country. Now, if someone has objection about namaz, about azan, how can there be an objection? It's only for 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Is it Muslim bashing, Mr. Owaisi, or could it be the other way to look at it? It's a reaction to the kind of Muslim appeasement which has been done in this country by various political parties?
Reaction to appeasement? Please show me what appeasement has been done. Please show me.